Happy Memorial Day, and thank you so much to all of those out there listening who served, and for those who have lost family members and others in service. This episode is dedicated to you. Welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark. My name is Tom Connors. Here he is, the voice of Midnight's Edge, your host with the most, Mr. Rob Gallo.
The Master Mofo.
The Master Mofo, as he's called.
If you're Boris, do I have to be Natasha?
Yes, you do. You're the,
all right.
You got the hair.
Tom Bullwinkle? Who's the squirrel?
A fiendish plan. You don't want to hear fiendish plan?
I think that makes Script Doctor Rocky and me Bullwinkle, probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I keep saying, how did Russia become a superpower? They can't even catch a moose and a squirrel.
To be fair, that was Pennsylvania.
Okay, well, same difference. They just couldn't say Russia. Anyway,
today's my mother's old recipe.
Oh, that's weird.
June Foray, you are not.
Definitely not.
On today's show, CBR, the show going hunting for clicks. More Ghostbusters to talk about. I still haven't seen it yet because I don't hate myself enough.
Well, Andre's going to force you to do it.
Yeah, that's right. Damn you.
And he hopes we get the extra special long edition.
Am I getting hazard pay for that?
Maybe. I'll have to talk to him about that.
I'll take you to another titty show.
A titty show?
Titty show.
Those aren't cheap.
No, they're not. They are not.
Depends on what country you're in.
That voice you hear is our special guest tonight.
Yeah.
The one, the only entertainment hacker.
What's up?
How's it going?
Coming all the way from Japan, correct?
I'm from Tokyo, yeah.
That's right. He sent
Tokyo!
He sent us a nice letter a while back. We shared it once already, but we're going to share it again when we do a special.
I forgot all about that.
When we do a special news stream on the main channel, because we got a few other things too we're going to share.
Cool.
But yeah, he sent us some nice postcards and stuff from over there. It was really neat. So yeah, he was actually the one who broke the Midnight's Edge mailbox cherry. So
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
But since then, we've had a few things come in, so I've told Andre we do have to do a mailbag for the main channel so people can see what we've got. Because I forgot who, if you're listening, remind me who you are. The torturous person who sent me White Man's Guide to Male Writers of the Western Canon. I can't remember who said they sent that.
Oh, is that Dana Schwartz?
Yes!
That's Danish. Ooh.
Oh my God.
And I can't remember. I remember somebody saying they were going to send it, and it showed up. I'm like, fuck, who said they sent it? And there's no note or anything to indicate who sent it, so I got to either go back and listen to all the shows until I find it, or if you're listening, please remind me of who you were. I apologize, I forgot who it was.
Should we read it as Gilbert Gottfried?
Yes.
The White Man's Guide to Male Writers. Who writes this shit? Dana Schwartz, of course. Some Jewish broad. All right. White male writers, William Shakespeare. He's fake, you know. He's not real. So right there, this book is bullshit. Starts off with bullshit. Samuel Johnson. Who the fuck is that?
That's Mark Twain, isn't it?
No, that's Samuel Clemens.
That's Samuel Clemens. He's not even in here. What the fuck?
All right, this has been one of my better ideas.
Who the fuck writes a book about white writers and forgets the most prolific white writer there ever was?
Who?
Mark fucking Twain!
Well, she does want to burn like Hemingway books and stuff.
Charles Dickens is in here.
She does want to burn all the toxic masculinity.
Oh, of course! Ernest Hemingway is in here. Anyway, I can't do that forever. I'll start talking like that all night.
Gilbert Godfrey reviews books by Dana Schwartz.
This fucking book is bullshit. I'm Jewish and I say it's bullshit.
Captain Hare, $5. The Figer Cut must happen. The watch party will be the greatest thing ever. Rob's screams will echo through the ages. Oh, God.
What's funny, Bone, is when I do the voice, I actually squinch. You have to. You have to. You can't not.
Okay, well, anyway, we have with us the whitest man in showbiz, the script doctor.
Hello.
Of course, your favorite YouTube harpy, Miss Mecca Rain. I'm trying to find my music.
Ooh, what music?
She's
So what I
wearing
have.
blue.
Also, I have nachos.
You look like a superhero with that blue top on with your red hair.
Mm-hmm.
Very
It's,
Memorial Day and your white
that's
skin.
blue
That's
all-
red, white, and blue, all right.
The lighting has
love
improved
nachos.
in your office.
Nachos. This is a huge fucking
Ooh.
nachos.
Now I want Taco Bell.
Not
But I did
Joe,
have
not
I did have my favorite food of all time this weekend. I got lucky. Some guy was selling morel mushrooms at the side of the road. Oh, I love
Nice.
morel mushrooms. Anyway,
Also, nice to meet you on Voice Entertainment Hacker. I see you on Twitter, so nice to finally be on a show.
yeah,
Yeah,
entertainment
please,
hacker.
please don't show me Mexican food. I can't get Mexican food in Japan. It's a real struggle.
Yes, but you have like
It's
convenience store food like right down the
Yeah,
street.
it's very, very painful with Mexican food and pizza. Because I'm from New
Yeah.
York. I'm from New York. I need that stuff. and
Oh, I
can't
can hear
get
it in your
so-
voice.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
from New York.
Yeah, but you got like katsu curry and you've got
We've
fancy-
got some incredible. I don't want to get on the subject too long. I don't want to bore everyone. We've got some incredible foods in Japan, but we don't have like American food you grew up on, and you'll miss it.
Mm.
Trust me.
I'm from the tri-state area too, so I mean,
Yeah, I'm from New York. I'm from.
I'm literally the last stop on the Metro North line, so
Okay.
right across the sound. So, okay. Anyway, so let's talk about this CBR.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody. If you like Captain America, CBR says, fuck you.
Pretty much. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
this fucking soy boy, little cuck motherfucker. Ugh.
Now they did this deliberately.
Of course they did, so we could talk about it. And you know, honestly, I wouldn't even be talking about this, Rob, if it wasn't for you, because you and I both are probably the biggest like champions of the first Captain America movie. I hear nobody as much as you and I go, that movie never gets enough credit, and you know, Steve Johnston and all, all the shit about the movie. It's like nobody ever talks about it like we do, I don't think. Everybody always talks about Winter Soldier and stuff like that, but that first Captain America movie does not get enough credit for how great it was.
Hey, that movie sold me on like giving superheroes as a genre a shot. That's how important it is to just cinema, to, you know, as a movie, as a character. Just it speaks across genres, across, you know, everything. Like I think everybody knows I'm not even that huge of a superhero person. I'm the Star Trek person coming into all this stuff. And yeah, if you didn't have somebody like Captain America, you couldn't get the normie crowd. Even you couldn't get the girls who have the fucking Funko Pops on their desks. This is how important of a character this was.
Remember, come on, who doesn't get a chill when he rescues everybody and he comes walking into the camp and he comes walking, you hear that music swell behind him, and he says somebody's been needing medical attention, and he says to the judge, I'd like to submit myself for arrest. Even then, he's like, I know I disobeyed, and listen, even though I did the right thing, I still have to be formally reprimanded for it.
Yeah.
What's necessary, Captain? Is hey, let's hear it for Captain America. And it's like, it's fucking that movie is so good. It, like I said, it really doesn't get enough credit for what it does. It really doesn't.
Mr. Another sends us the $5 super chat.
Mr. Another $5. If I can find my cha-ching here. Oh, for God's sake, I get so many sounds. Oh God. I gotta find the tab. Mr. Another, I wish Gilbert Godfrey or Morgan Freeman would read extremely trashy erotic audio book. I need help.
He sits up. I can't do Morgan Freeman, but I can do this. He sits up again and trails a spoonful of ice cream down the center of my body across my stomach and into my navel, where he deposits a large dollop of ice cream. She says ice cream way too much. He kisses each of my breasts and sucks each of my nipples hard. God, who writes this crap? Then follows the line of ice. There she goes with ice cream again. Down my body, sucking and licking as he goes. And I try to stay still despite the heavy combination of cold and his inflaming touch. This is 50 Shades darker, folks.
You know,
You just put that on the ready?
I just pulled it up.
I can only do Morgan Freeman, but I have to get really close to like, we're spending the night here. I've already let my parents know not to expect us back. You do not have to worry about Chris. Oh, the arrogance of his assumption doesn't annoy me. Instead, it serves as proof of his thoughtfulness, though. I worry about leaving with one man and coming home with another. I push the thought away, eager to indulge in a bit of Mr. Gray, like a Twinkie, like a Twinkie.
A little bit of Kissinger in there, too.
Osmosis. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Osmosis. I don't get it.
Maybe I should read a Sam Kinison. How about that? Huh?
There's not enough melons.
Okay, let's get to this. Okay, we'll otherwise we'll be
Yes, we'll be here all night and we'll lose everybody.
Captain America is one of the most important characters in Marvel history, and without him, many of the great stories of the Marvel universe would not happen or wouldn't be the same. The Avengers wouldn't have come together if it wasn't for Captain America in the comics. He's actually for Namor too, so he's central to the entire framework of Marvel storytelling, and Captain America is emblematic of justice, honesty, perseverance, making him the ultimate culmination, I don't like the use of that word there, of the American ideal. However, the decision for Steve Rogers to become Captain America is inherently selfish. And here's where he moves the goalposts. Steve was rejected from the military due to his small stature and health issues, but then his life changes when he's invited to join the Super Soldier program, which is how he becomes Captain America. However, when removing the context of what he would become, the decision is selfish. Rather than contribute in the best way suited to him, Steve chooses to undergo experimental.
Did they watch the movie?
Yeah, he doesn't know it's a super soldier program until much later on, and after he's
Well, not
been
only
recruited.
that, if they want to say anything, the Red Skull is the selfish one. He's the one doing for his own self and his own means.
Yeah, he doesn't even care about the war effort. He's all seeking just personal power.
Mm-hmm.
Not to interrupt you. Sorry, Rob.
Steve's choice to become Captain America is rooted in the fetishization of the hyper-masculine rather than an innate desire to do good for his country.
Bullshit.
Say it like
Steve
Gilbert.
Rogers is bullshit. Steve Rogers is the perfect human being. He makes me look like an asshole.
This sounds like a soy boy trying to get into the pants of an SJW chick who hates Captain America but can't say she does, so she just goes around trashing it all the time.
Now, Entertainment Hacker. I don't know. You're probably what, in your late 30s, early 40s?
Which, yeah, just somewhere around that. Pretty close.
Okay. Do you really remember the heydays of Lilith Fair when those little like dweeby guys used to go to Lilith Fair to try to pick up on her armpit?
Yeah. I vaguely, yeah. I wasn't too into Lilith Fair, so vaguely.
Well, anyway, neither was I, but I know the type of guy though. They would stand there, they would go,
Okay.
I really love Andy DeFranco. It makes me feel so
Okay. So kind of like that soy boy trying to get with SJW chick kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to believe that this is written just purely for clicks, but it just comes off as just so disingenuous.
Well,
and so
I got to ask you guys. I want to ask the panel a question. Here's the thing, because I really have no idea. I watch YouTube channels, I watch other stuff, and I watch views. We all watch views, and we watch comments and things. Like, how many views does this website actually get? And how many views does, like, I'm thinking, how many views is like Cosmic Book Comics or like, the Mary Sue? How many views do they actually get?
Well,
and if
they
we knew
crunch
that,
their
we could,
website.
do you guys know?
I don't know how
No,
many they get specifically, but I couldn't load up the article because it had so many things.
So if we knew how many views they actually got, we could make a clear decision whether
Well,
it's
I know
or
that,
not. You know what I mean?
like from what John Trent said, that like everything's down across the board, and that's understandable.
Right,
and I
right,
pointed
right.
out, like, a lot of people are like, well, we don't understand with all these people home why YouTube isn't doing better than it is. And I said, well, I think I have a theory for that, and it's probably the same theory as far as people reading articles and stuff like that. and that is now that people are home, they're watching Netflix and Amazon and shit more, as opposed to when they were at work. It's so much easier when you're at work to click on YouTube or click on a CBR article, or when you're surfing around Facebook. Like, I've even noticed that there's a lot of people that are normally on, social media all the time when they're working, who aren't anymore because they're home and they're busy with their family and doing shit at home. You know what I mean? So I have a feeling that that's a big part of it.
When you're at work, sometimes you're looking for a respite and you go to social media or YouTube or an article. But when you don't have the work and you don't need the respite, you're just trying to occupy time in whatever capacity you can. And you just don't think of these other alternatives because they're not at the forefront.
It's so much easier to listen to a podcast when you're driving to work, when you're sitting at work, working on work, or doing whatever, as opposed to when you're at home dealing with the kids and the wife and the husband and everything else, and your mind's going in 20 different directions with everything else that's going on as well. So I can understand why there's a bit of a downslope on people actually viewing stuff, because up until like this last week, even the main channel has been suffering horribly.
Well, now too, you're working from home. You actually have to do some kind of work too. I mean, as where you could just goof off,
That's
at the
what
office.
I'm saying too. Yeah, part of it was the goof off factor as well too. We got a couple super chats we got to catch up on here, Rob.
Yeah,
before we lose them all.
DCV Titan. $2 Canadian, 50 Shades Darker. Sure, it's not 50 Shades of Vomit.
That's what I was thinking.
Darren Wagner or Wagner or however you wish to pronounce it he's got a $5 super chat. I agree on the first Captain America film. Credit Joe Johnston, The Rocketeer, The Wolfman, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Jurassic 3, etc. Yeah, and KK's the reason why we didn't get a Joe Johnston directed Star Wars film.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I can't.
Well, he didn't want to work with her anyway, so
that's the rumor. Yeah. Not that if anybody asked him,
but he knocks out period pieces like so authentically, it's uncanny. And yeah, he should be getting more work. And one of the things that I really enjoyed about Captain America is that it's not a superficial wartime film. There's a lot of heart to it. And even I also have a struggle of when I'm trying to break down for story analysis purposes, like trying to identify what is Steve Rogers' flaw that he overcomes by the end of the film, because he doesn't appear to have any aside from the obvious physical stuff. But what's the internal struggle he's dealing with? And it usually comes down to a fact of confidence in his personality to be with someone like Peggy Carter, even though like he knows on the surface side of things, on the superficial side of things, that she's attracted to him after the fact. It's really hard because he's such a very good, strong, selfless character. Like every action he does is for the benefit of others, and he's willing to sacrifice himself in order to achieve that. He's also not willing to sort of allow someone else to do the sacrifice so that he could have happiness either. Well, he's a really compelling and complex character.
I was gonna say he's the quintessential Boy Scout, aka American, aka good boy, good old boy, kind of stand-in. Whether you're white, black, Puerto Rican, whatever. I mean, just the fact that he wants to be the best he can be, even though he's not able to be physically until he gets the superhero serum, is what makes him perfect for the job, and that's what the doctor tells him.
Well, are you saying you can identify with it, but even though he doesn't look like you?
Yes.
Michael McLeod, $5. So I guess Steve falling on that grenade was selfish. I'm glad the comments in that article are trashing it. So are we.
Yeah, I mean, and that was and that's part of the reason I brought that up, because it's a perfect comment right there. That shows exactly the kind of person he is.
Script Doctor, you know what his flaw is? He loves America too much.
America.
That could be the case, yeah. But not so much to the point where it's a detriment on America itself, which is actually a good balance to have.
Okay, now that's funny that the super chat would let him write this, but there's things that I've seen that it won't let you write.
Yeah, nothing weird. Nothing says selfish like fighting Yahtzees.
Damn right, Nelson. Mr. Another sends us another.
$5. What about Steven Seagal's Captain America, Sam Kinison as Red Skull? Captain, I'm a big fan of your films. Dr. Erskine today did a pretty good job, didn't he? Hey, check it out. I got a face look like it's been slammed into a frying pan.
I'm just mad they made me cut my ponytail. I don't know. I can't do Steven Seagal. I don't watch his movies. I think he sucks. I'll be honest with you. I hate him.
These are the people who would say that your dad was selfish for escaping them twice, Rob.
Right?
No, he's
Oh,
only thinking
shit.
of himself by escaping.
Steven Seagal's actually comedy. If you watch it as like a comedy, it's not that bad.
I mean, I don't know. I just personally he's not my cup of tea.
I did like Under Siege when he goes, "Hey, what about my pies?" He was, that was actually pretty funny.
Are you ready, Rob? He's back. The Mexican. Ole!
Olay! Our man Steve jumped on a grenade before the upgrades, and he tried and applied and had failed to get the army before being accepted to the scrawny, skitty, short dude affirmative action gender improvement program.
Yeah, if he was turning into a female, they wouldn't have a problem with this. But yes, thank you so much, Mexican Iron Man. We miss you, brother. We haven't seen you in a bit.
Olay! You get a bonus one for that. America, fuck yeah, come again to say the motherfucking day, yeah.
I like the slow version of that. America,
Oh yeah, the melody one. Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Come on, I cheered. I admit I cheered when he got the hammer.
Jaeger Bomb sends $5.
To hell that beta Caleb Clark. He has the gall to insult everyone who made it possible for him to be a spoiled brat on Memorial Day. Yeah.
CBR epic fail CBR. I don't want to give them any more attention than we have pretty much already. Was there much more to this article, Rob?
Yeah, there is. I
think we beat it.
Well, hold on. Let me say one last thing.
Oh
then,
yeah, we got more.
I want to address the grenade thing because this is what I was talking about. Is they put out some kind of clickbaity thing and then they kind of backpedal. So by the end of the article, they want you to kind of forgive them, but you will have read the article at that point. So what they say is, and this is not about the grenade. We could probably pick out a lot of things that aren't selfish, but they say this may seem like condemnation, but it's not. After all, not everything Captain does is selfish, and not everything selfish he does is bad. Stuff like the grenade. So they say not everything he does is selfish, and not everything he does is bad. So they kind of like contradict their article. Maybe not fully, but that contradicts, what they're saying, right?
Oh no!
Yeah.
We can say no. I'm not completely. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say we can keep talking about it. I just didn't want to keep going with the article. I don't give a fuck.
They're trying to. He's trying to have it both ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're trying to have it both ways. I just wanted to make that one final point.
Oh no, and you actually shared it with me too. The infamous tweet that got pulled down.
Right. They had a deleted tweet.
Bring it up here. Oh well, it's just.
Yeah, that's how the people send it over Twitter, and then I guess they got so much backlash.
Infamous tweet that sounds like a villain that Snowflake and Safe Space are going to be.
Right.
Steve Rogers wasn't here for becoming Captain America. He was selfish. Oh yeah.
Why is it it's like one line. It's not a very full tweet.
No, but the fact is they got so much hate though they pulled that down, right?
It's the thing. It's like one little line just to check it out and click on it. Basically, there's no context to it.
No.
Well, the context in the article's garbage anyway. I think, which is clear. I mean,
he has nothing to support it, and then backtracks at the end.
If the article was entitled like Iron Man, like Tony's a bit selfish or whatever, then yeah, you can make an argument for that. Because that's kind of the whole arc that Tony has.
Well, yeah, he goes from selfish to someone that's a bit more selfless. He has a goal and a purpose. He was delusional and so self-involved to the point where it took him, 3-4 months in a cave to sort of appreciate what he has and try and pay it forward to help others, even though everything he got was kind of through means he has doubts about. It's a fascinating story.
The fact that Rob brought up there that he's able to handle Mjolnir, or however the fuck you say it.
Mjolnir.
I don't know. Andre can do it.
The hammer. The hammer.
However you say it. The fact that he can do that just proves that he's a pure soul. And not only that, he's only made one mistake that we've seen in the entire, films, and that was the one time that he lied to Tony, and he paid dearly for that. And I hate it when people give, Civil War saying, oh, it's just this, that. It's like, no, there's a lot more going on in that movie than you think. The movie is about the fact that, basically Captain America's wrong. And he's wrong because he keeps this from Tony, knowing full well that that, you know, Bucky was the one that killed his fucking parents all this time.
Mr. Another, $10. Okay, Steven Seagal's really bad Captain America, except for the humor of it. What about Gilbert Gottfried as skinny Steve Rogers and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Captain America? Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, man. That's a weird change.
That would definitely be a weird change.
That'd be how they do something like that in the 90s, though, probably, but...
Well, I mean, in the 90s, they had J.D. Salinger's kid play Captain America.
He's trying to get me to do some impressions here. Holy
Oh,
crap.
that was J.D. Salinger's son?
I'm pretty sure that was, yeah.
Oh, yeah. In the first one, yeah.
In the first one, yeah, with
In the 1990 one,
Ronnie
yeah.
Cox as the president, I think, right?
Yeah,
Memory
and,
serves.
and Ned Beatty,
Ned Beatty was his buddy there.
Yeah, Ned Beatty.
or Beatty, however you say it. Oh, geez, Gilbert Gottfried is...
Gilbert Gottfried as Schwarzenegger.
I just want to fight for my country and do the right thing. Now I've got the muscles to do it. Yeah. I don't know. I owe you much more than that, Mr. Another. I'm just not... I'd have to sit down and write it out. It deserves much more attention than I can give it in a quick few minutes here.
Oh, God.
I need Script Doctor to sit down and write it out for me.
Speaking of, I mean, do we want to show the Batman
Sure,
thing?
we can do that. It's only 60 seconds.
Okay, well, we'll do that at the tail end. Okay.
Yeah, we'll wait for that. But now, Entertainment Hacker, I know you had a bit of a unique take on this with the whole, like you were just saying before. Was there any more you wanted to elaborate on as far as like how the media is, what this is all about, what they're doing here? Obviously, it's clickbait.
Yeah, I mean,
quotations,
the
but-
thing is this, like I just saw a comment in the comments that said, CBR is a joke, but it seems like there's so many, media sources that write articles that are a joke. Like, what's not a joke? What's like Bounding in the Comics is awesome, right? Like, but it seems like so many of them are just like these type of articles to kind of trigger you and get you to click and kind of maybe make videos about it. Like, they know we make videos, so they want videos made about it. You know what I mean? So, like, what isn't a joke? What isn't a joke? What's the good ones? You know what I mean? It seems like so many of them are like kind of like that.
Well, the access media is kind of a joke in quotations to a point, but the reason for that, and I brought it up before, is they're nothing like they used to be. I've seen so many of these things that I call them anti-reviews now, where if a movie doesn't hit like Birds of Prey, it's like, why you're wrong about Birds of Prey and you should go see it. And then there's also the ones where like if somebody's if something's a hit like Joker's, like 10 reasons why Joker shouldn't be successful, or what's wrong with, or example what we have here, even though Captain America came out 10 fucking years ago.
But dude, like I said, I really want to know from someone like the actual amount of views they're getting, because if they're getting like 10,000 or 1,000, it really makes a difference on like how they would perform and like articles they'd write. But
well, I can tell you, I haven't
really
clicked
curious.
I haven't clicked on CBR in a while.
I don't even know who they were.
yeah.
I think
Because
I don't even.
we've had so many other things to make videos on. That's the thing. I mean, with the celebrity meltdowns and there's been more stuff since the entertainment, since the movie industry has collapsed. I think that for us to make, and I think CBR and Screen Rant and all these sites that I've barely even hit up since lockdown. I think a lot of us has barely even hit them because there's so much other news going on. There's so much other crazy stuff. There's the celebrity meltdowns, the drama. And I think they're really, really hurting because they rely on those, monthly little articles of, okay, well, we're going to have this movie come out here. So we got to start making, predictions here and our theory videos here, or theory articles here, and compare them to the last one, 20 things you missed in the last movie. And then it will give you your box office projections this week. It's so by the book, by the numbers, formulaic that we're still seeing Twitter handles tweet out fluff pieces for the James Bond thing like it was actually hitting theaters.
Right. Oh yeah,
It's
that's a
just all automated
great
almost.
example. Yeah, and thank you, John Willis. I'm going to adopt this. I'm going to call them anti-reviews and guilt ads, because that's exactly what they are. Is guilt ads. That's exactly what Mecca was just kind of talking about. It's like
Trying to guilt you into seeing Birds of Prey.
Exactly. Mark C sent us $5. Good friend. Thank you so much, Mark C. Saw the CBR hit piece. Nice of RMB to dump that on fans. I didn't see his show earlier. I sadly missed it.
is dealing with some other shit. But hopefully I'll get to catch up on that later. I'm not sure what his opinion was on it, but if he ripped it apart, good for him. If he was pro the piece, then I don't see that. I don't see that.
No, I don't think he would have.
I think just the way you worded it there, I think I'm understanding you correctly.
We know how R&B rolls. So
that's right. He don't like that kind of shit.
No. So
yeah, unless there's anything more people had to add to the CBR business, I just want to say Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah. No, I haven't got anything else.
I'm good. Yeah. We're
Your
done.
hate take.
We're done.
All
Half an hour's
right.
enough for them, I guess.
Now, before we get into the Batfleck news, because I know that's probably why most of the people are here, there was this article from EW about Ghostbusters. I don't even know if I've seen it yet. Let's see it.
Oh no, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
either.
Yeah, I this one dropped in the middle of the night last night, so I made a video at like midnight and put it up this morning.
Oh, for God's sake! Is this ever gonna end?
No, and I think I sent it to Rob. I don't know if he saw it when I sent it to him this morning, but
no, I didn't see it.
all right.
Oh my
I
goodness!
want to hear you rant on this one.
Paul Feig.
said,
go ahead, Rob.
Paul Feig says Trump and anti-Hillary movement helped fuel Ghostbusters backlash.
Good video too.
Oh,
balls!
God.
Should I share it?
I put a little bit of it on my video, and I didn't get any claims or anything.
Maybe I will.
So.
Here, I'm going to reshare this with the audio then.
Just like change the speed a little bit, speed it up just a little, so the bots are less.
Shit, but whatever. Yeah.
Quarter speed, about quarter.
I just sped it up a little bit.
Let's see what Paul has to say.
I want to know if you would reflect on Ghostbusters, which I loved and was so excited to see. And Chris Hemsworth in comedy was such a revelation, but it also was such a weird year. And after Trump was elected, I thought I should have seen this coming. There was such a large part of the country that was so angry that women were Ghostbusters. That should have been a red flag. I wonder if you would reflect on that time and just how weird it was when Ghostbusters came out and how so many people loved it. There was
feeding into the narrative. There you go.
Feeding into narrative. Now they're going to keep this is the hill they're going to die on. It's never going to change. It really isn't. Like I said, they're just feeding into narrative. They've got nothing left at this point. Oh well, we just have to get. All right, keep going, Tom.
Well, we got a super sticker from Matt G. Thank you so much. I'm going to assume it's a Doomacorn. He likes to send us Doomacorns. But if it's not, I apologize. Oh, that's the wrong one. Mr. Another sent us $5. Another $5. Go ahead, Rob.
Rob will kill for this. Here's this SJW evolution of James Bond with deer antlers.
I said this earlier on Twitter. Of all the shit in 2020, the biggest made-up word is deergasm.
Yeah.
Or no, I said that on Yellow. Was it Yellow? Somebody's fucking video. Yellow Flashes or somebody's not on Twitter. William Soba sent us $5, Rob.
If you think CBR is bad, you should check out their forums. X-Men forums are literally full of unironic ethnographic nationalists.
Oh, Jesus.
What does that even mean?
I'm not even sure, William.
Mark C, $5. He was against the article, but then CBR but then includes CBR with fans. His Twitter response ended with "Do better, fandom." What?
RMBs? Just type it, Mark C, so you don't have to keep sending super chats. I'll respond. We'll respond to your thing here. So, because I'm not clear on what you're trying to say here, because I missed the show. So I don't know if did you watch it, Robert, or did you watch Robert earlier, Rob? Or...
No, I did not see it, unfortunately.
Yeah, one time both of us miss it. Did you see it, Script Doctor? Did you see Robert earlier?
I only saw a little bit of Robert's show.
Okay, because Mark's trying to clarify what he says here. He said he was against the article, but then included CBR with fans. His Twitter response ended with "Do better, fandom." So I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I understand the context of that.
Yeah. Like I said, go ahead. You don't have to keep super chatting, Mark C. Just go ahead and type it in the chat, and we'll respond to your messages here. And Hail Culture Casino, I see you in the chat there. Yeah, because I'm not sure what you're saying. I'd hate to think that he would be on CBR's side with this one. All right, well, back to the Ghostbusters in the meantime, while Mark C fills us back in.
This weird vitriol towards it.
Yeah, I think some really brilliant author or researcher or sociologist needs to write a book about 2016 and how intertwined we were with Hillary and the anti-Hillary movement, and like it was just this year where I don't know, everyone went to a boiling point. I don't know if it was having African American president for teed them up or something, but they were just ready to explode. And so by the time
Yeah. My ex, who's like the biggest SJW in the world and loved and hates fucking Trump, hated your fucking movie, Feig.
Donald Trump going like,
I hate your fucking movie, Paul Feig, and I'm a woman. Fuck off.
A brilliant author did write a book about 2016 and Ghostbusters and how it was intertwined with Hillary. It's called The Phantom Menace Volume 1 by Stephen Walton.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's basically been telling us, like, once he gets, I think, Volume 4 is going to be a lot about that shit and us. So it's coming. But what was that, Rob?
Hey, phrasing!
You forget I have that. All right, so I backed this up a little bit here because we missed a part of that.
African American president for 8 years, teed them up or something, but they were just ready to explode. And so by the time I announced in 2004 or 2014 or 15, when I announced I was going to do it, it started. And then there's tape of Donald Trump going like, "No, the women, Ghostbusters are women. What's going on?" Like,
you're equating two things together here, Mr. Feig. You're equating people who just didn't want a fucking remake from Ghostbusters and wanted a sequel. They didn't give a fuck who was in it. To dumbass Trump saying something like that on fucking TV. Of course that was stupid to say.
Yeah, it's a big conflict. It's a lot of conflating.
Yeah. Of course. There's about, 5 idiots out there who say, "Oh yeah, women can't be Ghostbusters." Nobody gives a shit if it's a woman Ghostbuster or not. That has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. And I wish Trump would have never said that. Because all that did was fuel the whole fucking fire. I'm not trying to get political here, folks, but that was one of the dumbest things he ever said there.
It's crazy how people got nuts about women trying to be in power or be in positions that they weren't normally in. And it was an ugly, ugly year.
Yeah, it was an ugly year because of your fucking movie, you dumbass.
Yeah, and I'm embarrassed that your idea of what women want are your queef jokes and awkward dancing and a bunch of trashing the original Ghostbusters. How fucking dare you, Paul Feig, decide what a woman is going to need in a Ghostbusters movie? I want the original and I want a continuation. I want a sequel. Fuck you very much. Shove your little fucking bow tie up your ass. I am so sick of people like you, Paul Feig. You are ruining entertainment. You are politicizing everything that isn't. This is not a left versus right thing. This is not because they don't want women. We don't want fucking bad Saturday Night Live improv line-orama diarrhea coming out of their fucking mouths about queefs and every other goddamn thing. Oh, he didn't have what it takes to be a Ghostbuster. Fuck you. This has nothing to do with who or anything. And you assholes are the reason why he was fucking elected. Because you guys are fucking idiots and nobody wants to be on your goddamn side, and he'll probably win again because you guys are fucking idiots and nobody wants to be on your fucking side. You act like a bunch of goddamn modern day witch hunting bullshit fucking puritanical psycho Christians, and so fuck you all. I'm so sick of your bullshit. Get out of the Liberal Party because you guys aren't. I'm tired of your shit. Sorry, I had to go.
No, that's all right. Farpoint Station sent us $2. Paul Feig looks like he takes interesting dumps.
Okay.
I've heard Paul,
is a dump.
I've heard Paul Feig on the Howard Stern show. And actually,
I would say we've seen one of them. They're called Ghostbusters 2016.
Paul, like I said, Paul Feig on the Howard Stern, when he's on Howard Stern, he's a pretty interesting guy. He's sharp, he's articulate, but you just got to own up to it. You made a bad movie, man.
Come on. Like Mark C says here with $5, Ghostbusters 2016 wasn't about men or women. It was about wanting those men, Murray, Aykroyd, and Hudson. And to hand down the torch. That's what it was about. Mm-hmm. That's what it was about.
Well, yeah, about succession, not replacement.
Exactly. And as pointed out before, there was a female Ghostbuster in
cartoon show
Extreme Ghostbusters, and Janine had picked up the proton pack in the cartoon before. Farpoint Station sent $2, says, "Thank you, Tom, for your service during the Cold Wars." Yes, those were rough.
Let me tell you,
Rob's even more of a veteran.
There I was, locked down in the arcade.
He was on the front lines.
On the front lines of the arcade, all we had was Pepsi. Pepsi.
So much combination poisoning. It was
And
terrible.
New Coke.
Then came New Coke. Oh boy.
But yeah, Mark C, just DM me the bit about R&B on Twitter, and we'll get back to that. It'd probably be easier than going through all the.
I haven't had soda in weeks, actually.
I need to quit. I so need to quit.
You feel better once you kind of get rid of it. I mean, I'm not going to say don't drink soda if you like it, go for it. But
no, I need to.
Just stuck to water and the occasional milk, and yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, Tom,
I noticed an improvement.
Like I said, like I always say, the first week is the toughest. Okay. But like once you get over that hump, and like, yeah, the script doctor's right. You feel better.
You know what? I really was doing well out in Vegas. If I would have been able to kind of really curtail myself completely out there, instead of even just breaking down the few times I did, I probably would have been able to quit. Just same thing with smoking. I had almost quit. And then that last day was just a fucking nightmare trying to get back here, missing my flight and everything else that was going on. It was just like I was sat there and smoked almost a whole pack of cigarettes and fucking
You're stressed out. That's probably oh Jesus, I missed my flight. Oh God, I remember that. But like it's the whole thing is. The first time I went to Europe, and because soda is like really expensive over there, it's like $3 for a Coke, for a 20-ounce Coke. And I'll tell you, when you get that first sip, it's just like you've reached an oasis crossing the desert. So yeah, I get it. But
well, you feel the carbonation and the tingle all across your teeth and tongue and roof of your mouth, and yeah, it's a sensation.
It's
that's
organic.
Part of it, and the specific soda I drink, Sundrop, it's just got a very specific taste to it. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of most other sodas. So for me to quit, that's really the only thing, and that's why it was so easy out in Vegas, because they didn't have it out there.
I would drink
and the only time I can drink Mountain Dew is if it's out of a fountain, because it's watered down. Because I can't drink straight Mountain Dew. That shit's too syrupy.
Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, I know it's so, as someone who's given up soda, it's really difficult, man. I feel you.
I'm getting there. I got a lot of shit on my plate right now. I know, but
yeah, I know. But I'm just for your health concerns, it's one of the better things you can do.
So anyway,
as long as it's not a primary source of liquid to your body, yeah.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that, but anyway.
Like if you're brushing your teeth with Coca-Cola, that's a problem.
I mean, this article pretty much just goes over what he said in the video. So I mean, there's really no reason to cover that too much. It's just more of the same bullshit out of Feig. And if he wanted to push this new movie, if he was serious about pushing this extended cut, this is the last fucking thing he should have done.
Yeah, but the same question I have for when we were talking about the Snyder Cut. Who's going to pay for him to release and do all the necessary post-production for his extended cut? Who's going to pay for it?
If Sony's not going to pay for it, they're not going to make it.
I don't think Andre has the funds.
He might not have that much, but he'd be like, I totally would do it.
Take out a couple of loans.
Like I said, when he dropped that tweet, and I told him we happen to be live, and he's just like, I'm like, you got to troll this bastard and say, please make this happen. We so need this. And he basically wrote something like that. Mr. Another with $5.
Let's see. Hold on. Oh Lord, how you quit soda or anything? Just watch Ghostbusters 2016 before you have a soda.
That's a good
point. I wonder if he saw Andre's tweet and decided and got pissed about it, and then went all Trump happy.
Well, you got to imagine that Paul knows who we are.
Oh yeah,
or at least Midnight's Edge, because I mean, we were ground zero for that shit.
Yeah. That's kind of the predecessor of the Phantom Menace was.
Oh yeah, and I think that Steven's gonna kind of I think that's what he's leading into with that volume. But yeah, I mean, it's just the audacity that this guy has. Now, Culture Casino. Did you ever watch Ghostbusters?
You mean Entertainment Hacker?
Or did I say? Oh, because I read it.
You mean the new one?
Yeah, the new one.
There's no way.
I was reading his thing in the.
I don't
chat.
even have
I'm
time
sorry
to
about that.
through,
Entertainment.
I don't have time to sit through good movies. I mean, I guess if I watched it for like research to know what I'm talking about better to criticize it, maybe, but I would not make it through that movie. No way.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Sorry about that.
I've seen parts of it. I've seen parts of it, like clips and things like that. And yeah, I mean, like Mecca said, it's just a comedy. These people talking here look like a comedy to me. They don't look real. They don't even look like real people to me. The whole thing is fake. The movie's fake. These people are fake. So,
Chris Hemsworth is the funniest person in that film.
And it's
no, I did not see Ghostbusters 2016. Should I?
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
I guess I won't.
And
I'm
I was
just
reading
kidding.
Culture
I'm not
Casino. Yeah, you dirty bastard. I was reading your thing and I said his name, Entertainment Hacker.
I'm not going to see it. You could just call me Hacker, man. Entertainment's so long.
I know. EH or Hacker.
Hacker's good. Hacker's good.
Yeah, Hacker works. Captain Hare sent $2. Hashtag release the Figer cut. Hashtag Rob must suffer. Hashtag do it, Andre. You watch all of a sudden some strange, like out of nowhere Norwegian company just throws the funds at Sony to. That would be hilarious.
It would be a business write-off if Andre did it for the channel.
Yeah.
We could start a GoFundMe.
Best $3 million I ever spent.
Best $30 million ever spent. Yeah, he'd get it all back.
No, I don't even think it'd have to take that much. See, that's the thing. Is the best part is it's all shot.
Yeah, you just gotta edit it together. How
just
you
gotta
can do
edit
it yourself, Tom?
I was gonna say, yeah, and my only stipulation is that Tom Connors must edit it. It's like, you dirty motherfucker.
You'd be pulling out, like, you'd have to grow like a long beard just to have hair to pull out.
I would make
The
sure it's a
frustration of
piece of
that.
shit worse than it was.
Oh boy, Captain Hare, release the Figer cut. Rob must suffer. Do it,
Yeah,
Andre.
I left that on there even though we just read it.
Oh god.
We were joking about how it'd be funny if, like, all of a sudden out of nowhere some Norwegian company just happened to fund the Figer cut.
Oh yeah.
Andre would write it off on his taxes, like Mecca said.
Oh, break the internet.
William Silva sends us $2. Oh, if you want to substitute, try making Switchel. Switchel?
What's Switchel? I don't know what Switchel
Is that the replacement to Quibi?
Switchel.
Switchel. Oh, it's like a.
Oh, it's a recipe. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, I'll check that out.
This actually
Thanks
looks
a lot.
not. This looks not bad. Switchel ginger water or Haymaker's Punch is a drink made of water mixed with vinegar. Ooh, and often seasoned with ginger. It's usually sweet with molasses through honey, sugar, brown sugar, or maple syrup. Sometimes used instead. Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I'll check into that maybe sometime here.
Yeah.
Thanks for.
Or he might also be just a secret recipe for Ipecac.
It's a secret recipe that the Russians want.
Actually, we must get recipe for Switchel. What is Switchel, darling? I don't know, but we need it. It's important to Moose. It's important to us.
I don't know, but it gets me very drunk. You do a much better Bullwinkle than I do, though.
Hello there, today, friends. Today's lesson is how to be a beatnik. Oh boy,
Paul Feig.
Paul Feig, the internet's clown.
I love to hate you, sir.
So
All the money you've made us.
Is there anything else we need to talk?
There is the big thing. Well, this is like a lot of speculation.
Okay.
But there's some things that we've been hearing that may support this. I can't get into it too much because it's in Andre's editorial that's going to be dropping tomorrow, hopefully.
The Batman.
But AT&T and Warner Media may want Ben Affleck back as Batman.
So they're preemptively not happy with Edward Sparklepants.
That's kind of a rumor.
Ooh.
I'm not going to get too into it right now. Again, there's some speculation going around that Warner Brothers, not Warner Brothers so much, but AT&T might not be that upset if Matt Reeves' movie doesn't continue after the shutdown.
Ooh.
Well, they only got what 3 weeks into production before this whole thing hit. Yeah, so
Here's the
within
thing.
insurance time to write off.
To set this up a little bit, here's what Andre's editorial is kind of about. There is a lot of shuffling going around and rumors flying that Warner in the current regime at the DC that's heading up the DCEU was not on board with the Snyder Cut business.
Ooh.
Oh, that's true though. Like, there's a lot of people at Warner Brothers that were not.
Well, go ahead and talk about that then, Script Doctor.
Yeah. As far back as even the announcement of casting for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, nobody had issues with Affleck or Henry Cavill. But while they were also canvassing for directors for Wonder Woman, a lot of people didn't want Gal Gadot, and the reason being is that she was associated with the Fast and the Furious franchise. And a lot of people just didn't think that her acting style would be appropriate as a lead for this franchise that they wanted. So they had some reservations. And I remember as Batman v Superman was hitting and they were getting underway with production for Wonder Woman, there was a lot of people releasing articles, and even former interns and associates over at Warner Brothers that were voicing their opinions about how poor production on Wonder Woman was going at that time. And there were some extensive reshoots and things going on, and when it was released, it was more pure luck that people liked it. But after it was released, people started saying, well, it only kind of came about to be better because of the disappointment of Batman v Superman. So it's basically like they lowered the bar so that Wonder Woman felt better in comparison. Now, I actually enjoyed Wonder Woman up until the third act. I thought it was fairly decent. I think it was kind of funny to see all those women try and emulate Gal Gadot's accent to sort of create some continuity between her and the rest of the Amazons. But Chris Pine was charming, and some of the story beats were a little good, even though the motivation was a little convoluted. But I remember hearing all those things, and then once Justice League kind of wrapped their principal photography, that's when all the hoopla started to happen with the tragedy on Zack Snyder's side of things, Jeff Johns having his own controversies because he's considered a person that I don't know how he is in the comic side of things, but I know on the production side of things, people don't get along with him. He's not much of a team player. I think that type of back and forth, the changing of directors for Justice League and some of the rewrites and stuff that kind of wore away on Ben Affleck and some of the other cast, and they just didn't want to go through with the rest of it anymore. So I think that all the people that ended up pushing for the single Justice League film, who are still at Warner Brothers at this time, are probably really upset that their new parent company is usurping their choices, and so there's a little bit of a squabble between that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of why the other day, and if the last few times I've been on a few things, I'm like, well, don't expect this to like restart like some kind of DCEU, or like this is going to be any kind of launching pad. And in all fairness, that's what I was hearing from my sources, is like, and they're within the Warner side of things, they're like, oh yeah, this isn't going to do anything, this is just a one-off, this isn't going to blah, blah,
it's
blah,
an
blah,
HBO
blah.
Max stunt piece right now. Yeah.
But see, now that was before I knew some of the other side of things too. Now that I'm hearing this, and I talked to Andre a little bit, and we're starting to hear things, and what makes this special is that AT&T actually responded to this, and they said, who knows what the future holds, who knows who will answer the call. So and they said that we're full, and this is AT&T though, again.
Yeah, that's their verified account. It goes through all the legalities to approve for these tweets.
Yes, yeah. AT&T owns Warner, but there's still separate divisions that are still doing things, and the kind of the point that's getting across, that at least I was understanding, was that they were not going to allow this to undermine the DCEU going forward. But if AT&T decides otherwise, then there's nothing that Warner can do about it.
That's right. AT&T can send down, like, saying that we want funding from us to be allocated at Warner Brothers for this project that we want to advertise for. And then Warner has to sort of make that happen. I mean, that's just the way of the business goes. usually, in most cases, it would be someone at Warner Brothers says, "Hey, we got this great idea," and they get carte blanche via someone at AT&T to go ahead and do what they want. But who knows? Maybe AT&T is making a more hands-on approach this time because they really see some franchise potential with this property, which there is tons of, and it has been kind of struggling in its film and its TV department for the last 5 years. So maybe they just want to do a complete and full change and do a new direction. And I'd never heard anyone complain about Ben Affleck's performance as Batman. I certainly had no issues with it. And if they want to try and bring him back, the choice then is left in Ben Affleck's hands, if he wants to do it or not.
Right. We have to remember that this whole thing was basically drove Ben back to drinking. His marriage was falling apart during the whole thing. I mean, we kept since I think right after BBS came out, we were talking about how he's not coming back. He's not coming back. There was rumors saying that he's done. For how long were we reporting, Rob, that he was done, to the point where he finally announced that he really was done, or they officially announced that he was done? That
wasn't until after he came back from rehab.
Yeah, like everybody was like, "Oh yeah, done." Everybody kind of figured that. It was like not even news anymore.
Exactly. I mean, number one, he got a dream role, a role that he never thought he would get, especially after Daredevil flopped. And
well, that's why he took Daredevil, because he was a Batman fan.
Yeah,
and
he figured I'm never going to get Batman. Yeah, so I'll take Daredevil. Yeah.
Oh, he was also a Daredevil fan too.
He was.
Yeah.
He was, but to be fair, he was a bigger Batman fan, and it was the whole thing. Like, you know, he was like Script just said, he took the job as Daredevil because Kevin suggested it to the director, Kevin Smith, that is, to be clear. And then, you know, him and Kevin were talking, and he's like flat out, he's like, yeah, chances are I'm never going to get to play Batman, so this is the closest I'm ever going to get. And so he embraced that. And I mean, it shows in the director's cut a lot better what that movie was supposed to be. To me, the worst scene in the whole movie that I dislike the most, and I just, if I could cut it out of both versions, it doesn't belong in there, is that fucking playground scene. That's the only scene I dislike.
You don't need it.
That's the only bit of that movie that's really stupid, in my opinion.
And it doesn't do anything really with the characters.
No, and it feels like something out of a 90s movie.
Well, it feels like something out of a CW show before the CW became
There you go. That'd be even better. Yeah. Because otherwise, that's a great movie, especially the director's cut, because it's more hardcore, and I love like Bullseye in that and shit. He's great. I love.
Wasn't that Park Yard like fight kind of like flirting between them supposed to be?
It was, but it was very poorly done.
It's pretty. I agree. It was pretty stupid. Just, you know, I guess that was like their bad way of having them flirt.
You get
there's a better scene that followed that where they're crossing the street. And he saves her and he's like, "Check out, that guy just ran that red light, and watch out, you're gonna step in dog crap or something." Like that was
not
more.
Only that, and the rain scene I think captures that better. Anyway, the rain scene was done so well. Like that doesn't get enough credit. That to me, that was almost better than the spider kiss.
Yeah, that had a bit more compassion to it.
If you guys know what I'm talking about, when the first time they kiss, I think it is. And
Mary Jane, the upside down.
No. Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about in Daredevil for the audience if they hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what I'm talking about. He sees her for the first time, kind of, because the rain creates the outline of her face and all that stuff. And I don't know. I just thought it was a really well done scene, and that scene leading up to her death, you know, with the song by from the guy from Linkin Park and what's her face. Wake Me Up Inside or whatever. I thought that was done really well too. So I don't know. I thought Daredevil was done well, but anyway, that's way off topic, even though it's Affleck.
I always say Daredevil, the Ben Affleck Daredevil holds up as one of the best examples of how to put together a DVD for release.
Yeah. Well, and the director's cut came a little while after the fact too, but yeah.
The documentary on that was actually pretty good.
The standard version of the DVD is actually fantastic. The commentary is very good too.
Yeah, you almost have to have both versions because all the special features are on the original. And then the director's cut, all it has is just a short documentary explaining why they did a director's cut, and that's it. And there might be a new commentary. I can't remember, but...
Yeah.
But there is a really great documentary on there about Daredevil and shit, you're right, and on the original one. Not a Band account sent us $1.99. Haven't seen you around a little while. Good to see you, my friend. Should Superman acknowledge his white privilege? He's a fucking alien. He's a fucking alien.
Oh, but
He
fun
was-
fact, there is a comic book where he did do that in the early 2000s because there was this black
fuck.
superhero that had something with an X, like he was like a Malcolm X type, but like he was something else X. And the guy challenges him on being white, and Superman's like, "Yeah, I can't help that, just like you can't help that. I just happen to be that. Like that's not what makes me me." Like it's a pretty good argument back and forth. I have the issue physically. It'll take me
Well,
a
I
day to
think the
find it
super
among
chat
all
could
my
have
own
been,
boxes.
should Clark Kent recognize his white privilege, not Superman?
That's a better question.
Because
and I
I guess that would have fit. I don't really care. I'm just saying it would have made the super chat better on,
I don't believe in this
not a
thing.
band account's end.
I mean, I believe that there was a time where white privilege was really a thing, but I really think that's a thing of the past.
I do
truly
too, absolutely. I don't really
I-
have an idea like you do, but I mean, yeah, looks like from where I am, it looks like that too.
And you saying that, considering the media is where you probably get a lot of what you see anymore over there, that says a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have it over here. I'll tell you that.
Because yeah, I mean, if you go just by what the media says, white people get away with everything. So it's not true. It's totally not true. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't times and factors in racist cops in certain situations. That is totally a thing. But that's like painting an entire fan base as racist just because, they don't want a character race swapped. It's the same kind of thing. You can't paint all cops the same way. Yeah.
Well, saying white privilege is just as horrible today as it was in like the 1950s or whatever, is just as racist as saying all black people live in the ghetto.
If anything, there's worse women privilege. Gary was just talking about this on his stream about when he worked over there at Tesla. He's like, they're dying for women in the manufacturing department parts and the labor department parts, but all the women that come in and they all expect to get a job in the fucking in the offices or in higher up. They don't want to do the job. They don't want to work. Now, of course, this isn't all women, mind you.
No, that's why they go to the department stores. They go to work at the department stores because they want to shop. Women are, and I can tell you this, women are pissed that they have to work for a living now. I think a lot of women are very, very pissed that they have to earn a living because you have everyone from Disney to the 1950s and everything idealizing and glorifying this whole, a man's just going to come along and save the day and be everything to you, and he's going to come and rescue you. And Disney's still doing that is like in their fucking animated movies. They still glorify that shit. And then when girls get out into the real world, they get resentful, so they're super bitchy. But no, women are resentful that they have to work.
Yeah, and that's also why we get articles why like Guston is a much better choice than the Beast or whatever. I like this. Hacker, your white privilege doesn't translate overseas.
Whatever the opposite of white privilege is, that's what I have here.
I would imagine, because you're
yeah,
you probably
it's a complicated conversation, but just as the surface of the conversation, I have pretty much the opposite of it. So
yeah, Captain Hare sends $2. Hashtag release the Alfred giving birth to Robin cut.
Alfred, give birth to Robin. God, forgot about that.
We almost need to redo that one. Gary worked at Tesla. Cool. You didn't know that? Yeah. He worked at Tesla for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gary's also he makes no bones about it. He's
our sources are checking into this, but yes, he has been photographed near a comic shop, and allegedly he may have owned it.
We'll get back to you on that.
We'll get back to you on that. All right, we've got sources digging into that. So.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as Batfleck goes, he was the one thing that I did like about Batman v Superman. Yes, Sadie, I agree. I mean, I had so many people, friends included, that were just like, fuck that, I don't want Ben Affleck as my Batman. And then that first trailer dropped. And like a lot of my friends were like, you were right, dude. He totally can do it. And this was even before the movie. And my one friend said he nails the animated Bruce Wayne in that scene. In the first trailer.
Oh, where he's like trying to steal the data from Lex Luthor?
Oh, yeah. No. Where they first meet in that, when that first trailer that dropped to BBS, remember what it was? It was like a lead up to Bruce Wayne, meet Clark Kent. I love bringing people together. And then a little scene together with them talking to each other. Like my buddy's he's like, oh, that's totally Bruce Wayne from the fucking cartoon. He gets it. I'm like, yeah, I told you, dude. Ben Affleck's a fucking Batman fan. It's like.
I think that him pretending to be drunk, trying to steal that data was like far closer to a Bruce Wayne ruse.
Well, that's the same scene, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the same sequence. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Like the whole like tag that he does at the end. I like your shoes. I'm like that. Yeah, that's exactly what Bruce Wayne would say to hold up his cover for what he's doing. It's well calculated. Yeah.
I'll date ballerinas, but I won't go to the ballet.
Fucking. Oh boy, yeah. That's actually that's funny. That is funny. Oh man. And it's to be continued. It's at least on a cliffhanger.
Well, it was a very good Dark Knight reference that worked out. Tend to be topical.
Mr. Another $10. Oh, $10. Rob, sorry about my wording, spelling, and super chats. I'm high. Okay.
It's all right. At least 2/3 of us probably are. It's so good.
I also appreciate what everyone does. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. He's no Michael Keaton.
No, but I think he captured. Hey, Ords, how you doing? You are Batman. Yeah, I think he captured the whole essence of the character. Yeah, he gets a little rough. But again, it's Zack Snyder doing... That's one thing I do understand when the fans gripe about shit. It's like, yes, I get it. It's Zack Snyder doing the Miller Dark Knight version of Batman. He's to the point where he just doesn't give a shit. You know, it's like...
Which is the antithesis to Batman.
Well, to a point, yes.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's kind of like, it's really just like he's this mean, gruff, tough, I've had enough of your bullshit, Batman. You're going to live, but you're not going to like it kind of thing. And... the extended cut, I will give it credit, does explain a little bit better as to why Clark has this animosity towards Batman, and that's the one thing it does fix. Because I doubt you've ever seen it, Rob, but in that cut, it does show that how Batman keeps branding these guys. Well, when they go to prison, they end up getting killed because they're branded by the Batman.
Yeah.
So Clark's doing a story on this. All that shit's cut out of the extended, of the original cut.
Isn't one of the guys he branded look almost identical to Henry Cavill?
I don't know if that was part. I've only watched the extended cut.
Like I do know, like in the photo op that's used in the newspaper where they have the guys like arms spread wide and you see the branding and his head's down. I think in this scene leading up before that, when you look at him, you can almost say he's almost indistinguishable from Henry Cavill. Like the same dimensions, hair color, jawline, all that stuff, and hairy chest. It's like, oh, is that just a Henry Cavill stunt double they used to do this? Because it looks a lot like him.
Very interesting.
But yeah, that was the point. Like the branding is a death sentence in prison for those criminals. It also seems kind of out of character for a Batman thing to do, and it also goes back to my issue, which is even though I enjoy the Dark Knight Returns graphic novels, the 4-part series, it had a very negative impact on how other writers started approaching Batman because they made him far more military when he was much more interesting as a character when he was surgical, like methodical. Yeah, I just think that's like kind of counter to what made Batman so interesting is when you make it like a war, wars are usually ongoing, but Batman's more of a revolutionary character. He's trying to inspire change on a fundamental level and tip the scales back towards something more less chaotic, I guess, would be the concept.
Well, and this is probably, did anybody else have anything else to say about Batfleck? Because, I mean, again, we don't know. This is speculatory. We've been hearing some rumors that kind of support this, but we can't confirm anything. The article is very speculatory. This is going off of, Twitter likes and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where there's smoke, there's probably some fire in there. Now, it doesn't mean that he'll come back, but that doesn't mean that they're not reaching out to him to discuss it.
I'm sure it's gone through the minds of certain people in the business. It's just one of those kind of common sense things like, oh, what if? It's a really simple what if to throw out there,
Well, again, I think it's a what if with some basis to it, like this is something that may happen, yeah.
Oh, I agree with that. I'm just saying, pretty much anyone would ask themselves that question, including the people who might make the choice. Yeah.
Then I'll at least come out and say, oh, yeah, they asked me, but I just think it was something that I was best left in my past or something like that, yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
also pretty sure he doesn't want to have to hit the gym that so roughly to get back into the shape also, because that's hard on a lot of actors. Like not every actor can maintain that for a long time. Hugh Jackman was only able to do it for what 9 out of the 10 movies he did, because wasn't really built up for the first X-Men.
Oh, that was an interesting story I seen the other day. Dougray Scott said that it wasn't because he was injured is why he couldn't do X-Men. It was because Tom Cruise said he couldn't.
Why would Tom Cruise say he couldn't do X-Men?
Because he's an asshole.
Oh, because of Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah, but everybody was willing to work around it. Everybody was willing to work it out and make the adjustments, except for Tom Cruise.
Yeah, because the only injury Dougray Scott got on that was when Tom Cruise kicked him in the face.
Yeah, he came out and said that it had nothing to do with an injury. That's just the story they went with at the time.
Yeah.
But it was completely because Tom Cruise said no. So basically his career took a shit because Tom Cruise said no.
Yeah.
Because you got to imagine if Dougray Scott was in fucking X-Men, he'd be the one we're talking about all the time instead of Hugh Jackman. So yeah,
Hugh Jackman would probably still have his own thing going, but it wouldn't be Wolverine dependent. Yeah.
No. But speaking of Batman, and Rob brought this up, we talked a little bit about this. Script Doctor helped me write this one. Or actually, he pretty much wrote it. We kind of...
Well, it was just a random thing we were doing after the live stream.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of what I've been working on for a while. I've been wanting to get this done. I'm way behind, but here's the new Batman skit for all you guys to enjoy. Here you go. Where the fuck is everybody? It's really goddamn boring. Alfred, what the hell is going on? Where is everybody?
They're self-isolating because of COVID, sir.
COVID? A new villain for me to squash?
No, sir. A virus.
Joker released a virus?
No, sir. This came from China.
China White?
The country, sir.
Ah, shit.
Yes, sir.
No way I'm going back to China again. That cost a fortune. I had to rent a plane, a boat, and an entire ballet. And you know I hate the ballet.
Yes, sir.
What do I say, Alfred?
You will date a ballerina,
But
you
I won't sit through a ballet. Fucking A.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Afraid about sucks. It was the last thing I saw before my parents were shot. It's a ballet.
Yes, sir.
Ah, fuck. Now what am I supposed to do? All right, that's like I said, it's only a minute long. So.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, there's a few of those. For those who enjoy those, we've been doing those for shenanigans for a while now. You can check them out. I think that's the fourth one I did. Yeah, fourth one. If you don't count the music video he did.
Have you ever actually sat through a ballet?
Have I personally?
Yeah.
No.
It's horrible.
I would imagine. I've sat through like
I hate it, man. Especially when the guys come out. It's horrible, man.
I've sat through like set pieces, but not an entire ballet.
Oh man, it's terrible. It's a good call on that.
Oh yeah. Wow.
No offense to anyone in the chat.
No, I can
I'm
imagine.
assuming there's not too many ballet dancers, chilling out listening to that Midnight After Dark. So
no, I'd rather I wouldn't mind going to see like an orchestral thing, but nothing like a ballet thing. No.
Oh man, it's horrible, dude.
What did Swan Lake ever do to you, Tom? Nothing. I just don't want to see it. I don't have any desire to see it.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather see an opera before I'd see a
My friend's daughter had a ballet thing. I went one time, when I first got here, and I remember it was horrible. That's all I'm saying.
I just find it kind of weird that in The Dark Knight, Bruce Wayne absconds with the ballet, and the ballet is the last thing he saw before his parents were killed. It's like so weird. Wouldn't he be so averse to something like that? That memory being reminded?
Oh, Ords, you didn't have to do that. He sent $2 and said that's worth it. I loved it. Well, thank you, Ords. If we weren't finishing up to here, I was going to send you the link. But we'll have to have you on Wednesday or something if you're not busy. But Entertainment Hacker, we've been trying to get you on here for a while. Tell everybody out there a little bit about your channel and stuff. The link is in the description. We suggest you guys head on over there and check out his content. But speaking of, what kind of stuff do you do over there?
Okay. Basically, I've been doing this thing for like 2 years, and I started with Star Wars, Against the Last Jedi, stuff like that. These days, I'm doing more like celebrity news because, just a little more like general stuff. And I'm a hack. I just kind of have fun, say what I want. I do Japan vlogs too. Do whatever, man. just kind of speculation, thoughts. I'm no pro. I'm not scripting things. So yeah, check it out. Thanks for having me, man. Definitely.
No problem. I know, like I
fun.
said, we've been trying to do this for a while. I mean, I know you're a good friend of the communities, and you kind of roam around, and I've seen you pop up on different podcasts, and I know you're limited on your time. And like I said, I know we've been trying to make this happen for a while.
I'm actually not limited on time. I live with people, and I'm never alone. So if I'm not
that's
alone,
more
I'm
like
feeling-
what it is.
Yeah, I actually kind of have time, but shout out to Tommy, by the way. Tommy's linking channels here. The guy's like everywhere. He links some mecha. Big shout out to Tommy, man.
As far as scheduling, I guess, I mean, that not so much time, but yeah.
Yeah. No, but thank you for that. I just want to chill, have some fun, talk to some people.
No, and you're pretty much welcome anytime you can make it, because I know your situation's a little bit harder to jump on streams and stuff, but you're welcome whenever you can. You just need to let me know, and I can facilitate that, of course.
Cool. Yeah,
this
appreciate
just happened
it.
to work out perfectly, it seemed like, and I know.
Yeah, I enjoyed Mecca's rant about the Ghostbusters.
Mecca's usually good for at least one of those.
Oh, that Ghostbusters thing really got me. I had to make a video about
Yeah,
last night, and then the Captain
they seem like
America
fake. Those aren't real people to me. They're fake people, basically.
Oh yeah, they're just personality types. They're non-playable characters in the game of life. That's all they are.
They're not people, they're hippies.
You just stick a bucket on their head and you can rob them blind, just like in Skyrim.
Well, we like hippies. I like hippies.
I know. I just had to use.
They're not hippies.
I know.
Hey,
It
go
just
easy on
works.
hippies, man.
It just works.
I gotcha. No.
Shit.
All right. Well, I haven't got too much more to add, Tom.
Neither do I. I think we earned a minimum effort puppy. I think we really did. And we earned some music, I think.
Oh, he's so cute. All right, everybody. Go check out Script Doctor. Script Doctor, tell everybody to find you.
You can find me on Twitter at ScriptDoctorPhD and my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ScriptDoctor. You can also find me streaming here with these wonderful people on Midnight's Edge After Dark.
Mecca, tell them about yourself and where they can find you.
I rant. I'm on YouTube's. I got a channel. Go watch all my videos. Probably a 3-video day today.
Entertainment Hacker, once again, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, go check out Entertainment Hacker's channel.
And thanks for chat. Very active. I've been reading chats the whole time. Thank you guys for showing up.
Well, I
Some
think
of
you
my
had
subs showed up too.
I was gonna say, I think you had some of your friends show up in here as well, which is always great to see.
Yeah.
Somebody come out and support their
And
friends.
if you guys aren't, definitely smash that subscribe button here on this channel.
That's right. All right, and Tom, anything else? We all done with the housekeep? Release the oh God, this Captain Hair. Is that release the Rob GB 2016 cut?
I'll make sure I cut it extra long for Rob.
All right. Well, if there's isn't anything else left to say,
just this.
Poop mouth. Poop out of your mouth.
I missed that, damn it.
That was for Paul Feig. Sorry. Go ahead. That was my bad. Happy Memorial Day, folks.
Just when you think this show is terrible, something wonderful happens.
What?
It ends.